We're going to continue with our topics involved with dimensional analysis. And what we're going to return to is the use of density. We're going to show that we can use density to solve problems using dimensional analysis, in which density is used as a conversion factor. Or if we have problems dealing with density, we can also solve the problem using some algebra. The choice is up to you. You'll get the same answer. Some students like one method over another. The example that we're going to work on is the question, what volume, and we want to focus on a volume in milliliters of ethanol. Ethanol is a liquid. It's an alcohol. And we want to figure out what volume contains 40 grams of that sample. If its density, as reported on the label of the sample, is 0.798 grams per milliliter. So this is important in the laboratory. Some procedures ask us to deliver 40 grams, but if it's a liquid, it's easier to measure out its volume. So we're going to show how we can convert between mass and volume if we know the sample's density. Let's begin with using density as a conversion factor. So here's our problem that we began, and this is just the data. And we're going to show how we can use density as a conversion factor. We're given a mass of 40 grams. We're given a density of 0.798 grams per milliliter. And we desire its volume. So let's write down density as a conversion factor. What density tells us, it tells us this ratio that 1 milliliter of our sample here, ethanol, has a mass of 0.798 grams, which is a conversion factor, such as we've been discussing earlier. So let's write down what's given, 40 grams. And remember, we're going to try to convert this into a volume in milliliters. And we're going to use our conversion factor, our density. Remember, our units that are given are going to be in the denominator, and that's the 0.798. Our units that we desire in the numerator. Our units cancel with mass. We get an answer in milliliters. The answer that I get is 50.13 milliliters. I'm limiting myself to 4 significant figures. The density is reported on the label, and we're going to consider that to be an exact number. Our units of mass are in 4 significant figures, so we're going to limit our answer to 4 significant figures. We said another way to solve the problem is using some algebra. So let's go over how to solve this using a step of algebra, because some people like that. They think that's easier. Algebra. So if you remember maybe from grade school, when we do use algebra, we use variables and numbers. D is our density. M is our mass. V is our volume that we don't know. We want to isolate what we don't know. We want to solve for volume. We're going to do one step of cross-multiplying through and dividing by density. We get an expression for our volume as mass divided by density. We can plug our mass in of 40 grams. We plug our density in. We get the same answer to 4 significant figures, 50.13 milliliters. Choice is up to you when you solve a problem. I like to give both examples so you can make your decision as to what you prefer. Thank you.